Blaze Comics here with a new omnibus review. If you saw Captain America Volume 1, Volume 2, and also the Geiger reviews I did, thank you, but we're back with another one. We're back with the Sentry, the Golden Guardian of Good, or the darkest evil of all, guys. So yeah, let's get into this. This is a massive Marvel omnibus, as you can see. On the back is all the covers of everything included, and on the front we have this awesome David Finch cover from the New Avengers run included in this book. And then, yeah, so in the meantime, I'll show you the spine horizontally and vertically. It's very nice. This is a very nice book. Mine did come with a little ding here on the corner from Amazon, but I'm not too worried about that. And then let me show you what is on the inside of the book under the dust cover, okay? Hopefully I don't throw it away like that Captain America video you guys saw. This is the front of the hardcover, just Golden Guardian of Good. This is the spine again, and you have the Void and the Sentry here. It's freaking awesome. And then the back is my favorite part of this book. You got the Sentry and the Void kind of going in opposite directions since they are polar opposites. And yeah, everything about this book is awesome. So let me get into what this book includes. It includes the Sentry miniseries from 2005 by Paul Jenkins. It includes 4 different one-shots: Sentry and the Fantastic Four, Sentry and the X-Men, Sentry and Spider-Man, and Sentry and the Hulk. And these are all like ongoing stories. Like, this is all part of one big story. You have the first miniseries 1 through 5. You have these 4 one-shots, and then it all concludes with another one-shot. It's the Sentry versus the Void. It's an awesome beginning to the omnibus, guys. So once we get to know the Sentry, who he is, what he's doing, who the Void is, and how he has these connections with these certain characters, the X-Men, the Hulk. The Hulk is like his best friend. Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four. Robert Reynolds is Reed Richards' like best friend. I mean, there's a lot of connectivity here that gets erased multiple times in the Sentry. So after that, Sentry versus the Void, we get into the New Avengers. And in this omnibus, it has 7, 8, 9, 10, and issue 24. Those are the Sentry issues. Then we jump into Sentry Limited Series 1 through 8 from 2008, again by Paul Jenkins. We get a Mighty Avengers issue 14. We get the Age of Sentry, which was 1 through 6, I believe. It's like an anthology series. It's older style art, but Nick Dragotta is on the art for that sometimes, and it was awesome. I really like that more than I thought. And then after Age of Sentry, we get to Dark Avengers, which was during Siege. There's also a Siege issue in here, Siege issue 4, and then Dark Avengers 13, 14, and 15. So that's our Dark Avengers. You know, Norman Osborn is trying to comfort the Sentry while also manipulating him. It's very interesting. And then we get the Fallen Sun Sentry 1 through 4 miniseries again. This one is by Jeff Lemire, and I really like this one. This one has some awesome stuff in it with the Void. I'll show you in the next clip where we actually go through this book. And then the last miniseries of this omnibus was The Sentry by Jason Liu, and it's not about Robert Reynolds, and it's actually probably the worst part about this book, and I love Jason Liu, so it hurts saying that, but overall, I love this omnibus. Here's the cover again, and then here's the back. In the next clip, we're going to go through this book and talk about spoilers and everything, and then in the final clip, we'll talk about my final thoughts, what I liked about the book, and what I'll be reading next. So I'll see you in the next clip. All right, guys, you know what time it is. You know we always go through these books just like this. So again, here is the cover, Sentry. You see the Jenkins, Bendis, Lemire, Lee, Romita Jr. And then we got the back here, guys. We got all these awesome freaking covers. We get what's included. We get the price tag, the ISBN, or whatever it's called. And then what I read at the beginning, the Golden Guardian of Good, or the darkest evil of all. This was an awesome read, guys. So, you know, we're going to jump right into it. We're going to take this nice dust cover off so we don't damage it any more than it's already been damaged from shipping. But then I want to dive into the insides. I've never done this on the other one, but these are the flaps. Return of the Lost Marvel. Your name is Bob. If you guys want to pause and read this, feel free to if you can. And then the other side, we get a little bit about the creators. I'm sure you guys all know about Brian Michael Bendis, Paul Jenkins, and John Romita Jr., so we're going to skip that. So let's get into the actual book, guys. I'm going to probably go through this one a little faster than my Captain America and Geiger videos, just because I think the shorter view time is better. But yeah, let's jump right into it. So we get into the Sentry here. This is the cover page. This is the table of context here. This is everything that's included. I went over it in the intro if you guys want to go back and check that out, but I assume you have if you're watching this now. You get this awesome picture right here with the Sentry, or Bob Reynolds, kneeling down to the Void. We get a big revelation halfway through this book. So we do have the covers in this. One thing I don't like about the Spawn compendiums is there is no covers, but we also get titles. This one is The Suit. So this is like the very first introduction to Bob Reynolds. I mean, this is awesome. The art is phenomenal. Let's see who's on art in this first run here. Jay Lee was artist on this, guys. It's a pretty popular name, but it's really, really good. We got the puppy, Watchdog here. And then we also get these covers because, like, it's a story inside of a story, because Bob Reynolds can't quite remember what's going on. He has no recollection of being the Sentry. He just has this memory of this Void, and it kind of terrifies him. And he eventually remembers. He tries to reach out to his friends, the Fantastic Four, but they don't remember who he is. And then, yeah, like right here, this is the Sentry with Reed Richards in a flashback during their wedding. Because all the superheroes were at Bob Reynolds' wedding, and he gave them this present. That present comes back in the future. Plays a big part in this miniseries here. This is where we find out that the Hulk has some sort of soft spot for the Sentry. He really likes the golden aura. It calms him down almost. It makes him less rageful of a Hulk. The one thing about this is the Hulk has a massive forehead, guys. Like, I don't know what they did here. I'm going to see if I could find one of the panels, but it is so funny. But this is more Fantastic Four. This is when he shows up, and no one knows who he is. He's like, you called me here? Peter's like, you called me here? But you get this awesome splash page here. Look at this. Doctor Strange is also a big part because he's the one who helped everyone forget about the Sentry. Although the team that makes it, or that allows everyone to forget, is Sentry himself, Reed Richards, and Doctor Strange. And that is a spoiler, but yeah, the conspiracy, Act 4. How our universe will end is the Sentry. This might be my favorite Doctor Strange design of all time, guys. Jay Lee's art in this miniseries was awesome. We get our first look at the Watchtower. The Watchtowers come back once Bob Reynolds remembers he is Sentry. And the betrayal. Act 5, the betrayal, is the heroes turning against him to make him forget that he is the Sentry because of the Void. And speaking of the Void, here he is right here in this awesome splash page, guys. But I'm not going to go through all these one-shots. You guys should read them for yourself. They're extremely, extremely good. They give us backstory of the friendship between the heroes and the Sentry, also while continuing the story of that first miniseries by Paul Jenkins and Jay Lee. I really like this stuff. I didn't know what I was going to think of it, but I really like it. This is the X-Men issue. It had different art. I mean, it was very phenomenal, though. Like, this is Archangel here. Archangel, the Sentry, and Angel of the X-Men. So it's not just an X-Men story. It's mostly the Archangel, or Warren Worthington III, if you guys know who I'm talking about. So let's just skip through this. Oh, yeah, we can't skip too far into this, guys. Okay, so The Sentry Part 1, New Avengers by Brian Michael Bendis, and let's see who's on art for that. I know who it is, but let's see, guys. New Avengers. Pascal Ferry with Paul Smith was on that one. And this is awesome, guys. I am reading the New Avengers right now. I did start from the beginning so I could be caught up for this part. And I did really enjoy this. The art is amazing. As you can see, we have Iron Man, Reed Richards, Doctor Strange, Black Bolt. This is the Illuminati. This is like the Illuminati meeting. This is awesome, guys. I really like this stuff. I liked everything with the New Avengers. It's a lot of good stuff. They see that he's trapped. This is the Sentry. Trapped. Not really trapped, but just, worried about the danger he could do. We got more New Avengers. We got appearances of Logan, Wolverine. Awesome art here, guys. I mean, this is phenomenal stuff. I have not finished this New Avengers run yet, but I'm getting pretty close. Probably about halfway there. You get this awesome double splash page with all the heroes. The Fantastic Four, Namor, Iron Man, the Fantastic Cyclops, the X-Men, Black Bolt, Doctor Strange. Everybody, bro. Like, everybody is in this panel here. It's awesome. And then we get to the Sentry Part 3. This is the hardcover that you guys saw right here by David Finch. And they're just trying to discuss what to do about the Sentry. The majority of this book have similarities in their stories. It's always about the Sentry doing good and then the bad coming back, because every time he does something good, the Void does something bad. So he tries not to do anything. Like, that's why we see him in that cage early on in this. And then here Emma Frost is taking him through his memories. This is a complex page. Emma Frost helps him understand. I need you to calm yourself and concentrate with me. That's what she says to him. And she helps. She helps him. And you get this awesome picture here. Bob Reynolds. I mean, it's awesome stuff, guys. So let's speed up through this. Shield helicarrier. More mind stuff with Emma Frost. She plays a big part in helping the Sentry. Like, this whole monologue here is all in his mind. It's not real. But then when he comes back, he is the Sentry. And you get this awesome, awesome photo of the Sentry. This awesome art. The art in this book is phenomenal. The Watchtower is phenomenal. Iron Man's suit, everything. And then I believe, I don't want to skip this because, yes, we get Sentry 2005, Under the Eye of the Clock. And the art on this one is John Romita Jr. And this is old JR. This stuff is phenomenal the whole way through. Not some of that new Amazing Spider-Man stuff from 2026 or 2025 that we were getting when him and Pepe Larraz were swapping space stories and Earth stories. John Romita's art is phenomenal here. He has some iconic drawings of the Sentry that we're going to see. Covers for this book. He did covers and interiors. He does this awesome design of the Void. And this is actually a big part. Bob believes that he has the Void in a vault, and he goes to talk to him almost daily. But we see at the end of this, I believe it's called like Act 6 or 8. It's called The Truth. Awesome Sentry art. And we figure out that he was never in a cage. The Truth, here we go. Issue 4. We find out he was never in a cage, and we find all this out because of his therapist, actually. His therapist goes somewhere where he's not supposed to. I'm trying to find it for you. And he sees that there is Clock. Basic Clock is this AI that helps Rob Reynolds, protects the Watchtower, runs stuff in the background. But he programs himself to not help the therapist, but help the therapist. And the therapist ends up wandering to the vault with the Void. And he sees just a mirror with a chair right here, guys. So you know what that means. The Sentry's been sitting in front of himself in a mirror, talking to the Void. And what does that mean? We later find out that Bob Reynolds was never the Sentry, and he was always the Void. The Sentry is the part that was created to counteract the Void. So it's kind of this whole 180 turn on the character, because we thought Bob Reynolds was the Sentry the whole time, and the Void was the manifestation of his disorder, his mental disorder. But no, it's the complete opposite. He was the Void the whole time. And this was such a major twist for me, but I freaking loved it, guys. The design for the Void in this is awesome. And then we get this, I teased my Discord with this, Ultimate Sentry by Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley. Could you imagine if we got an Ultimate Sentry, guys, from the original 1610 universe? That would be awesome. Even the new universe, but we know that's ending, so. And now we go back to Bob Reynolds when he thinks he's the Sentry, but he's really just Bob Reynolds having a mental breakdown like this. He has no idea what's going on. It's awesome art, guys. John Romita killed it, but the Sentry has no idea what's going on. He's trapped in a cage in a, a white suit, whatever it's called. I forget what the technical term for that. We're ending the run here. Sentry 2005, Sentry versus the Void. It's awesome, awesome action-packed, guys. So let's see what we get here. We get to the New Avengers. This was issue 24. This was the return of the Sentry, right? Oh, no. This is the Civil War issue. New Avengers disassembled. The Sentry does not know whose side to choose, but it's a very interesting issue. Tony tries to get him to side with him. Cap tries to get him to side with him, but Sentry does not know what to do. And then we get our mini Civil War: The Return, The Decision, where he chooses what side he's going to be on. And I know I said this was going to be spoilers, but I'm going to let you read this for yourself to see what he does. Then we get to this one issue, Mighty Avengers. It's kind of just a continuation after Civil War. The Sentry's still going around, but he is not having a good time. He sees the Void. He always sees the Void, and he freaks out, guys. This is some awesome art. Again, we got all the heroes here. Spider-Man, Wolverine, Captain America, Power Man. It looks like everyone. So once we get through this, we get to the Age of Sentry. This is like an anthology series. It's old-time art. It's just about the life of the Sentry, different things that go on, and a lot of this art is by Nick Dragotta. I did not realize that, but a lot of this art is, in fact, by Nick Dragotta, and I ended up liking this. I didn't think I would just because the art's kind of hard to look at, but it's not that bad. It's pretty good, and knowing that it's Nick Dragotta, I liked it. So there were 6 issues of the Age of Sentry. I'm just going to skip through these. And then what's this? This is, I think this is the Dark Avengers. Yep, Dark Avengers 13 through 15. This is where Norman Osborn tries to manipulate the Sentry into helping him by thinking he can help the Sentry. But it's just this big manipulation tactic so Norman Osborn can get the Sentry to do voidful things. He wants to get the Void to act for him. It's very, very menacing of Norman Osborn. And he realizes he can't do this. So the Golden Guardian of Aura flies into the sun like he's Icarus in the Eternals movie. And it is awesome. It's God's way, the Void says. We get this Dark Avengers stuff. It's very good. I want to go read Siege. I hear it's not that liked, though. But you get this awesome double-page spread. You get the Void. We got this awesome design for the Void. He's a literal monster now. He's not just a humanoid construct. He's actually a literal Void monster now that who knows what to these heroes. We get awesome art of Thor. Thor right there. And then we get the Avengers here. Tony Stark, Captain America, Thor, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Bucky Barnes, Luke Cage, Captain Marvel. This was an awesome book, guys. Sentry the Fallen Sun. This is the last portion, second to last miniseries of this omnibus. This is written by Jeff Lemire, and it is freaking awesome, guys. I'm going to skip it, though, and I'm going to show you, because we see, like, the Void fully take over in this miniseries. And Misty Knight, favorite woman character of Marvel. She's in every omnibus I own. But I want to show you guys this panel of the Void. The Void takes over, and he does not leave anything. Look at this. This is complex art right here. It's awesome. Almost as complex as whatever's going on in Bob Reynolds' head. Let's see here. Part 4 of 5. I think it was at the end, but the Void's just going crazy. You get this awesome art. Iron Man versus the Void. You get his, like, proteges. But then the Void takes over. He goes so dark. Bob Reynolds doesn't know what to do. We get this awesome suit. Because like I had mentioned, we finally find out that it's been the Void the whole time. And that the Sentry was the creation. And that Bob Reynolds is the Void. We get this awesome suit. Now let's see what it says here. I'm whole, Billy. I'm finally whole. He finally accepts that he is the Void and not the Sentry. This was awesome. And then, yes, that's the second to last issue. Then we get this issue, the Sentry World, where he's just Void and he is wreaking havoc on these heroes. It's awesome art. Awesome art. That's all I can say. Look at this. She-Hulk, Captain America. I think this is the unworthy Thor, but I could be wrong. Iron Man, Captain Marvel. All against the Void. And they have no idea what to do. They can't do anything because he is the golden guardian of good or the evilest of evil. And then our last miniseries, my most disliked of the omnibus. I love Jason Liu, but this run was not it, this miniseries. It's about kids who get the powers of the Sentry, and Rob Reynolds isn't even included in this. It just wasn't that very good. You get this one here, this one kid who becomes the Sentry, and he kills all the other kids, or he tries to kill all the other kids that have gained the power of the Sentry. And they are trying to figure out why. It's because he wants to take over as the Sentry. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'm going to go over my thoughts in the next clip. Hopefully you guys like this. I've really liked this book, except that last 4 issues. Other than that, it's very, very good. I do recommend it to everyone. You get some amazing writing in here by Paul Jenkins, Brian Michael Bendis, Jeff Lemire. Jeff Lemire's run where Sentry becomes the Void in that red suit that I showed you is phenomenal, guys. You have to read it for yourself. And then, yeah, I'm going to go back to my chair and I'm going to tell you my thoughts, what I think, and what I'll be reading next. So I'll see you there. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed going through that book. I know I did. I know I enjoyed reading it, and I know you will all enjoy it too. But yeah, so let's talk about the Sentry. I got this book because Paul Jenkins announced there's a new Sentry miniseries coming out, and this just happened to come out like 2 months before. So I copped it. I got it on Amazon. It was on sale the day it came out for undercover price, so I had to get it, guys. But yeah, some of my favorite parts of this are the New Avengers stuff, just because Iron Man is one of my favorite characters, and him and Sentry, communicating and being together on the same team is awesome, guys. I also really enjoyed every moment that Paul Jenkins was writing on this book. The first miniseries, all the one-shots, the second miniseries, all of it. Paul Jenkins he is the Sentry writer. He created Sentry, and he is the writer. There's a reason why they brought him back for Sentry. But yeah, I really like this book. The Sentry stuff by Paul Jenkins is my favorite. New Avengers is awesome, guys. The art is amazing. I really enjoyed the John Romita art. It's really standout compared to what I've seen of him. It's probably my favorite John Romita art. And then let's get to the rating, guys. What do you think I gave this book? I was torn. I was between 4 and 4.5, and at the end, I did give the Sentry Omnibus a 4.5 out of 5 stars on League of Comic Geeks. It's just that good, guys. I was thinking about giving it a 4 because of the Jason Liu miniseries, but that would have been disrespectful, I think, because the art's good, the story's just not, and everything else in this book is phenomenal. I mean, if you have this whole book that's good, except right here, I'm cool with that. And it's not even like it's terrible. I just personally didn't like it. I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there that did. So yeah, that's my rating. I've loved this book. I loved reading it. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. So yeah, let's jump into what we're going to be reading next. Currently, I'm reading the Spawn Compendium 2. I'm about halfway through. Don't know if I'm going to make a video on this. If you guys want videos on Spawn, let me know. It'll be compendium reviews, just like omnibus reviews. But if I do, I'd have to go back and do number 1, because I can't just start at 2, right, guys? So that's what I'm currently reading. And then Geiger, volume 3 and 4 did come in. So I'm going to be doing the Geiger 3 and 4 reviews as soon as I get these read. And then today, I was on Whatnot. I got this Iron Man by Matt Fraction for $3 freaking dollars. So I had to get that hardcover. Iron Man, Stark Resilient, Book 1, Volume 5 of the Matt Fraction run. And then last but not least, guys, this is probably my most excited. I'm going to read this after Spawn, Guardians of the Galaxy by Brian Michael Bendis. And there is some banger artists on this book. We got Mark Bagley, Steve McNiven, Ed McGuinness, Valerio Skiddy. This is an awesome book, guys. I can't wait to read this for myself. So that's a teaser for what's coming. Of course, check out my short comic reviews, my omnibus reviews, trade paperback reviews, everything, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.